What is up, Pony Nation? My name is Faith Moliminous, your lovely host as always. Just want to go ahead and get a bunch of texts and emails all at once. That's great. Hang on. Guys, it seems as though MLP, or Hasbro rather, did an oopsie. They did a big oopsie, it looks like. It turns out that getting one of the more provocative female rappers out there, or even touching the mainstream, or not even the mainstream, touching the rap genre in general, seems to be a bad idea for what's supposed to be a kid-friendly cartoon show. But before we get into all of that, and I've of course remembered that we had a sponsor to begin with, and am not actually recording this part last, let's go ahead and take a word from our sponsor. Growing up, I never had a retainer, but my sister sure did, and I can tell you that retainer ended up everywhere except for where it was supposed to be. And that's where today's sponsor comes in. Retainer Buddy allows you or your child to be able to store their retainers or other stuff in a safe, clean spot instead of the table where the dog can get it, because they're never giving it back. With 6 different designs, your retainer, a liner, or mouth guard will all be safe, and your roommates, parents, or significant others don't have to deal with it. There should only be a few things going inside your mouth, and whatever goes inside your mouth, at least make sure it's clean. With Retainer Buddy, we can at least make sure one thing is. So follow the links down in the description to go ahead and get one today. I guess Hasbro, you know, because if you guys remember this Pony Life, whether you want to call it G4.5 or G5, however you guys really want to slice it, it looks like Hasbro didn't realize that having the ponies sing about being as, you know, good as hell, and having Lizzo, who is a sex-positive female rapper, market their brand might not have been the best idea if they didn't want to be too open and too PG, etc. Lizzo is a grown-ass adult, and she's gonna do grown-ass adult things. And especially if she's trying to be a female empowerment symbol for sex positivity, not just, I guess, general positivity, yeah, she might be throwing that cake back at an awards show, which it turns out she was doing, or that's the alleged thing, that she was twerking, which, oh my god, how dare she twerk as an adult woman? At least that's Hasbro's sentiment, because they have now pulled all the Pony Life ads from Instagram and Twitter, etc., that were using her songs. So it's either that it was not the backlash. Some people think it was because of the backlash. Some people think that, like, they got so many dislikes on it that they're just gonna pull. Hasbro does not give a fuck about the dislikes, because the people who were the target demographic didn't care. They enjoyed it. I think brownies forget that we are still the minority of the toy sales, of all the marketing sales, all that stuff. We are the minority. A vast majority aren't even watching on cable. You guys are watching via illegal streams and pirated streams, and you're buying third-party content such as plushies and stuff that are made from the fandom. So a lot of the money is being kept within the fandom, and it's not being circulated to Hasbro. So Hasbro doesn't really care about whether or not a bunch of adults are throwing a hissy fit because they ruined our dear beloved waifus. No, they don't give a shit. And I can't blame them for not giving a shit. I wouldn't either. I don't now. But they're having a little bit of a PR crisis in that front. It's just like with Derpy, where people overreacted, soccer moms overreacted, thought it was bad for children, and then Derpy gets removed. Lizzo's out there twerking up a storm, you know, doing her grown-ass woman things, as women do. Don't let Hasbro know that their VAs probably have sex too, because that would be a no-no. We obviously cannot separate the art from the artist when it comes to Hasbro. So those ads were pulled, and now a lot of people are thinking like, oh, they're going to rework this. Like, it worked with Sonic the Hedgehog, guys. If we just bitch enough, these studios will literally spend millions of dollars to change it to our liking. They're not doing that. I'm sorry to say, people who are thinking that G4.5 or G5, whatever you guys want to call it, if you guys want to call this G5 and the new G5 or the old G5, G6, it doesn't matter to me. It's whatever you guys want to call it, but it's not being canceled. They've probably already made a majority of it. They are just going to air it as is. Unlike with CGI and stuff, the animation isn't like something you can just puppet to another thing. See, with 3D animation, you have an animation file, and that file is just how your fingers move, your toes, your legs, your everything. So it's like data that's telling you where your skeleton should move. And that can be mapped to anything that follows the same hierarchy. You can't do that with animation for the most part, unless it's like a puppet rig and then you can swap the symbols or something. But that's not what this looks like. This looks like it's a lot different. So I don't know if you could just swap it. And obviously because of the style, it wouldn't fit. Like if they just, I don't know, it'll be very, very expensive is what I'm saying. And Hasbro is all about their money. Hasbro is not going to pull a Sonic and just change the entire characters because the bronies didn't like it. But in the end of the day, it does look like they made a marketing oopsie as far as casting Lizzo to be one of their brand sponsors by using her songs and I wouldn't say her likeness, but they incorporated her very positive self-positivity message that her songs promote, at least some of their songs promote, and maybe made an oopsie there. It's but then again, you have stuff like Despicable Me using Eminem's Eminem songs. So I guess it really does come down to the fact that Hasbro cannot separate art from artists. Maybe 2 or 3 people complained and they had to pull everything. So they pulled something that they probably spent thousands of dollars making, maybe hundreds of thousands, probably not like hundreds of thousands, but I would not be surprised if Hasbro spent like 40,000 on the ad itself and then maybe another 100,000 in marketing or something. If they did. I don't know if they bought TV's ads. I don't have a TV because, you know, I'm not 60. That being said, guys, it's still going to be coming pretty soon here. So get ready. If your butt hurt, I guess prepare your anus because the ride never stops. It just doesn't stop. All right. You may want to get off. You may cry, but the ride never stops except for emergencies. No, crying and bitching is not an emergency. And so it's guys, I've been Faith and Moliminous. I love your faces, so I hope you at least like my video. And I will see you kids in the next one if Kappa doesn't fucking sue my ass.